Paul's a huge United fan. Paul, good morning. You're first on. What do you want to say in this Rashford issue?
Yeah, Marcus Rashford's becoming, for him, it's embarrassing. And you've got to question why he's done this. I've got my own views on why he's done this, because there's no benefit for him except for engineering his way out of the football club. And for me personally, that's fine. I hope he does leave. But look, he talks about commitment. Well, he's done all of his talking for 8 years now, the press, and very little of his talking on the football pitch. And people keep saying, and I heard just before somebody say, well, the last few months he hasn't put it in, and he had a good season last season. Let's just be clear. Last season was his blip, okay? That's not his norm. This attitude and these performances, that's been his consistency for at least 7 of the last 8 years. Now, I don't blame him for not being as good as people say he is. That's fine. But you've at least got to put the effort in and then not complain when people call you out for not putting the effort in. And, all of he's constantly in the press. I don't know who his team is or what they do, but it seems to me this whole thing is about driving a brand and driving something bigger than what Marcus Rashford is. And I often think that he's, the people around him are sort of saying, you can be the next Brown Beckham. That's what we've got to aim for you to be. Well, let me tell you something, Marcus. David Beckham put 150% in every single minute he ever played football. And he got way more grief than you will ever get. Okay, so I think we need to put away these sort of tears. And by the way, did you hear the music that was playing in the back of that interview?
Yes.
I don't know if you put that on or if that
No,
was...
we didn't. We didn't, Paul. No.
That's not someone who's trying to just say something. That is a very deliberate branding attempt. That is a deliberate way of creating a story, a narrative, and a message that puts him in a position, whatever that position is, that his people want him to be in.
It sounded to me, Paul, like it was coming from some kind of therapy suite. But anyway.
It's designed to get us to think something that he wants us to think. And the problem is that everything he's done has been a distraction from football. He doesn't play like a footballer. He doesn't act like a footballer. He doesn't speak like a footballer. It appears to me that someone is saying to him, we're going to create this brand, whatever, the whole COVID thing. Brilliant. Okay, no one's going to criticize what he's done. I don't believe he woke up one morning and said, hey, guys, this is what I want to do. I think everything is too carefully orchestrated, and it's all designed for some greater purpose. We don't know what that is, but I think they see something in his future that is much bigger and will generate a lot more money. And he seems not to understand that the only people who achieve that, are the people who put it in on the football pitch.
Paul, you've been building up to this moment, haven't you? You've been building up to this call. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time, and thank you for the points. Very quickly, Dara is a United fan who's been waiting patiently. I've got to hit a break fairly soon, Dara, but we want you on, and you're on. What do you want to say about Rashford?
Yeah, hi. Very nice to get on. Well, listen, he's 26 and we keep going on and people keep saying how he used to be a young player. He's a senior player now. And to tie in with Pogba, he reminds me of Paul Pogba. United need to get rid of him. His application, he's no fight. And remember, he's a senior player. He's going to have a bad influence on these players coming up like Garnacho. He's just not worth 350 grand a week. I don't know why he's there.
Dara, thanks for that. Simon, is it your belief that Marcus Rashford would benefit by playing somewhere else?
I think there's a possibility. I think that he's run his course at Manchester United. And I think some of that is because he's characterised as a world-class player and he's not. I think he's been indoctrinated by a culture which is not steeped in a winning mentality or understanding the ramifications of playing for Man United, because you wouldn't hear a Man United player of the past doing an interview like this, because they wouldn't need to do an interview like this, because no one would be questioning their application.
Is it fair that he should be taking this amount of blame, really, I suppose, for the lack of Manchester United success? They always seem to want to blame someone. It was Maguire last season.
Well, I think Fernandes comes into it. I think a lot of players come into it. I think this criticism is spread pretty even.
Into it.
Yeah, of course it does. Ten Hag gets endless criticism, and as did his predecessor, and as did his predecessor's predecessor. The bottom line is that the focus is about Marcus Rashford because people are questioning what's happening to Marcus Rashford and the job that he's doing on the pitch. If Marcus Rashford was performing and there were still snide articles being written about him, then he could take his victim cloak hood and he could surround himself in it and have justification for doing so. The reasons why he's being pulled is because of his performances, and it's entirely appropriate that a person that occupies the significance of presence in a club of Manchester United stature and gets the rewards he gets from the game has to be accountable for his performances. And if he can't take that, then what kind of adversity are we breeding into these kids?
Okay, Marcus, you have it all to do, would be the consensus of opinion this morning, and some of that opinion is from your own fans. Just gone 11:15.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.